Raise the issues that probably have not been captured by the formulators of this questionnaire.
Yeah, I want to respond to that. This is a guiding document that we just restrict ourselves to issues finance. We don't get out of there. So whatever is not captured here, but it is within finance, you are at liberty to ask that question. And because of, as you put it, voluminous document and many questions, we can take just a few, because I even understand the CCM was around yesterday and appeared before 2 committees, am I right? And was able to shed lights on some of the issues. Mheshimiwa Kavyu, let me finish. Yeah, in my discussion with him, that is what he told me. He appeared before the Committee on Budget and Committee on Finance, and he was able to highlight some of the issues that we have been discussing previously. And he is also ready to say any other thing that perhaps he didn't say. So I was even thinking, I was suggesting that whatever was discussed in those 2 committees should also be, a report should be made so that it can also be brought to the House. Because I'm sure you captured reports, there were records made as a result of that discussion you had. Yeah. Honorable Monga.
Madam Speaker, this is not a normal session of the Assembly. And I was suggesting it is true he appeared, but this is different from the committees he was appearing yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What I just said is that some items that are also in this report or within us here were highlighted yesterday, were discussed yesterday. Let us not talk in choruses. Please, when you want to say something, raise up your hand. You know me, I'm not myopic. I can see your hand, and I will let you contribute in a very orderly manner, members. That is the picture that I want to go out there, that we are orderly and we are honorable members. Thank you. So I was saying that it is okay you can contribute, members, while seated. That is in order. Yeah, but even what was discussed yesterday between you members and the CECM, it is not something we just throw away. It is something that we should incorporate in writing and bring it to the House. Am I right? Yes. So, I'm not wrong.
Yes. Madam Speaker, why I'm saying you're wrong is because yesterday, those were interactions about CFS, whatever. What is it?
True.
Current Physical Strategy paper.
Yes.
And it's not about what you are dealing with here. This is the Oversight Committee of the All House.
Yes.
Members did not sit there. And in fact, if any members raise issues here that are here, it is actually ultra-vires. They shouldn't have raised those issues here, because these issues are preserved of this committee.
Okay.
That is why you have called us here. In fact, we are not aware whether that guy was here.
Okay.
You are actually, and we should not be aware, because we want to start from where we left on Monday. In fact, like, I want to support what Mheshimiwa Ndi is asking, because the first thing we should be finding out, Madam Speaker, is this CCM well? That is number one, with evidence being tabled there. One of the things that is being labeled here is that he has not been coming to committees. Why is it that he has come this time around now? We need to get to know from the beginning. He said that he's not well. 2, when he comes here, we need from number 1 up to the last one. One of the things, Madam Speaker, I want to be raising here is that we seem to be massaging issues here. If members feel that we have been having issues with this CCM here, it is up to him to come and lay everything bare here. Not at a small committee to sit somewhere here with another mandate, and then we are told that they met, and then we need to understand that there was a meeting, and that report should be also we want to do a complete report over the Oversight Committee.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, that is what I want to say. Today we are going to be very serious, by the way.
I've not said... It is not in order to say that you are going to be serious. You are always serious, members, are you not? Honorable Mike.
Madam Speaker, I think this is the committee of the whole House, and my prayer to all the members would be one thing. We have questions which have been laid here. We are well prepared, because you announced and you send us messages. We are very well prepared. But my prayer, Madam Speaker, so that we don't appear like now diversory of we and there, we just let the CCM member come. We allow the things to flow the way they are. The reason, Madam Speaker, you hear her saying there was a report yesterday,
Yes.
every CCM came, even in other departments. And my prayer today, just as you started saying, this is not a trial house. We just want to interact with the CCM and have some of the matters that we are raising. So the moment you're going to open you're going to open a leeway for person to say, I answered that yesterday in a committee. And because as a chair, you've already allowed that, that's why I feel, if Madam Speaker, you can just allow, we stick ourselves. The other thing we should ask would be how the questions are done. For example, in other committees, the chair sometimes assigns people. He says, Mheshimiwa number this, ask question number 2. Then we first get what is there. And if there is members feel that there are things that have not been answered, we can note down.
Okay.
And then we can have that counter. Because the whole world, East Africa, Central of Africa, and Sahara is watching this assembly today. And we don't want this assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. So we allow the CCM. We allow the CCM members. I've just said that we don't speak in a chorus, members. One person at a time. Yes. Honorable Minority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Or Madam Chair, for that matter, because we are in a committee. We are spending a lot of time asking ourselves questions. And we invited the CCM to give us answers. So, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, the best thing we can do is to have the CCM seated here. Then we start off the business of today, so that we don't spend the whole day. Yes, so allow him to come.
Thank you, Minority. Words of wisdom. Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you did not make a ruling on whether we are going to be speaking while it was made?
I have made it.
But
authorized, I said it's in order.
optional,
You
it's
can
optional.
just sit.
Thank you.
And
I
contribute
kindly
while
request that it to be optional. If one wants to
Yes.
speak while standing, let him stand.
Okay.
Kindly.
Let it be optional. Then, if you want to contribute while seated, you are at liberty. If you want to contribute while standing up, you are at liberty as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank
you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I think the CECM came yesterday
Yes.
for another business. And what you meant is, whatever business that had brought him here yesterday, it is going to find its way to the floor of the House through the normal channels.
Okay.
Through the normal channels.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. May I have Honorable Waziri? Honorable...
Madam Speaker, thank you. I don't want to take much. Madam Speaker, I made some prayers in matters of jurisprudence.
To the chair, finance as well.
In matters of jurisprudence, Madam, that you understand very well in law.
Yes, proceed.
The case at hand would have been earlier on prosecuted at the committee level. But when that seemed not to work, that is when this House resolved for it to be brought in this House. So whoever is in a hurry can excuse himself or herself and leave. We prosecute the matter in totality because we are not in a hurry. 2, we made some prayers last week. That one, we need, the way Honorable Mheshimiwa Ngonga said, to confirm whether the said invited member is ready to answer questions. Having said that, he had a medical issue. And we made a prayer that we need to be given confirmation documents to confirm this honorable member visited the hospital so that we will proceed. And like what Honorable Maeke said, this is not a trial chamber. We might find ourselves in the next 15-30 minutes being through with this chamber as far as the honorable member cooperates. Nothing else. Whatever was discussed yesterday is persona non grata in this discussion. Madam Speaker. So let us proceed with the proceedings of this day as earlier scheduled without any interference. And as I've said, and I repeat it in capital letters, if you feel we are wasting time here or you are in a hurry, please, the door is open. You can excuse yourself. This is an oversight committee. Madam Speaker, to wind up, the said honorable member had been given opportunity by the various committees. And actually the lead councils today is the chair budget and the chair finance are the ones who are going to lead this session. So that now we can interject and come in and give in our inputs. Yes. So Madam Speaker, I would wish when we proceed, immediately the CEC comes in, the two chairs, because they are the ones who came up with the reports, that vindicated this honorable member to be summoned in this committee, General Oversight Committee, to give us a green light. Then from there, you might find that we might not even get into the report per se, but just go straight to the answer and questions and be able to accomplish this. So he had the opportunity to appear in committees, but he defied that. And in court, once you are given an opportunity to appear, what happens in the next thing? You are given a court summons. And if you don't also obey to this, you get a warrant of arrest. He's under warrant of arrest, Madam Speaker.
Maybe not. It's not under any warrant of arrest, as it were. But I will give him an opportunity at that particular time to just brush through what he may have said elsewhere. Honorable Kitaka, Chair Finance.
Thank you. I'm Honorable Francis Kitaka. I would want to put some of the issues that members are jumping into and put some clarity. Honorable members, yesterday, despite that I was not present in the committee, I understand the matters that were discussed there have their own avenue on how they find themselves here. The matters that we are discussing today are matters as a result of our report that we tabled in this house. So it is important, members, before you confuse other members or confuse yourself, let us dwell with matters that emanated from the report that we tabled in this house. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kitaka, for that directive. Could we have the CC Finance come in? Okay. Karibu sana Finance CECM to these chambers. This is called General Oversight Committee. But before we allow you to engage with you, we must take you through oath taking so that you are validly installed here. So can we have Honorable Waziri sworn in? Sorry. I think we just take the CCM alone, isn't it? Because he's the one who will answer questions. Yeah.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
since the CCM is accompanied by other officers, and maybe some of the questions that we may ask, maybe another officer has the answer, I think it would be prudent if we swear all of them.
There's no harm.
Yes.
There's no harm with doing that. Let's agree. Is it CCM alone or together with the interrogation?
Chair, the procedure is the lead person is the one who takes the oath. Yes, the others are just assisting.
Thank you.
Yes.
Point of information, Madam Chair.
PK, yes?
Yes,
Honorable PK.
for going on the issue of the matter of who is to take the oath and who is not to take, in this matter, we have invited CCM for finance,
Yes.
not assistance.
Yes.
So the only person who is liable and who has liability to this house is the CCM finance. We don't know the others.
Thank you. But I don't think there is any harm for him to ask the...
In that one, Madam Speaker, there is no harm.
Yes.
That's in order, Madam Speaker.
So this is Honorable Kitaka.
Honorable members, let us be orderly. Honorable Speaker, we have the CCM here. Of course, we also have the accounting officers of the department. So it is important that we understand that he doesn't serve alone. So if there is a question that he feels that should be answered, then it's okay. What we are looking for is answers. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. So, Honorable Kavyu.
Madam Speaker, I think the issue we are discussing are not of help to this assembly. PFM Act is very clear. Who has the overall responsibility of the finance issues within Machakos County? Who is the minister? So if he has decided to come with the other members of the department, is at liberty to consult with them and respond to the question, because he's the person whom we invited. So that is the procedure. And even in Senate, that's why you are normally allowed to come with your team so that they can feed you information which you might not be having at hand. So, and is the one responsible. So he should take the oath alone.
Okay. That is fine. So we are in agreement that it is only the CCM who is going to take an oath. And if it requires any clarification from his team, he can consult, but he's the one to respond. Because you can't speak in this house when you have not been sworn in. That one you know, members. Yeah, so can I have the CCM Finance take oath?
I, Onesimus Muia, do solemnly swear that the information I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Therefore, now I think it is a time to commence this exercise. And I'd request, before the CECM takes to the stand, to request the Chairman Finance, Honorable Kitaka, to give us the guidance, what exactly we need to restrict ourselves to through any write-up he has, so that we don't get out of points.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think, honorable members, the issues that were raised by the Committee of Finance and the Committee of Budget are the issues that have landed ourselves to this Oversight Committee. And since the information is already with us, and the Finance Minister and his team has the information, we will be running ourselves as from the way I'm seeing and the issues that we are asking about. They are well stipulated, and any other matter that maybe has not been captured here that relates to finance, which is relevant, then I think we will be good to go as he tackles the other matter. So it is important that at least we engage, so that at least at the end of the day, once we are concluding this session, every matter is clear and we can have a new start as far as the reports that we have tabled here is concerned. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I also wish to ask the committee chairperson, budget, to say something.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Concerning today's session on General Oversight Committee, as a committee, our expectations are that the CCM Finance is going to respond to some of the issues that we have noted and we have documented in this paper. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ndamboki. Now, at this point, then I would wish to invite the CCM Finance, Honorable Waziri Onesmus Kuyu. Waziri, let me just briefly say this. You have been given this document that is a guiding document on what you really need to take us through. Members may have other questions that have not been captured here. It is prudent that you allow them to ask them. Let this not be a comparative exercise. We need to get the issues we want to get without shouting all over. We want you to find this place very cordial. What is required of you is to just clarify the points in a very, very polite way. So it is your turn, CCM Finance.
Madam Speaker, before the CCM Finance response, I have a suggestion.
Yes.
After consulting the Chair Finance.
Correct.
We feel that to make things easier. And that CCM Finance already has this paper.
Yes,
we can quickly go through the questions.
Yes.
And with the assistance of his CEOs, then he can respond to them, all the questions.
I think that is in order. Yes, Honorable Kavyu.
Madam Chair, I think it's also good for you as the chair of today's committee.
Yes.
You also, for the sake of members of public, and also even for our visitors or the guests to understand why they are here today,
yes,
you should take us through the brief so that we understand why we are here today, and even for the members of public who might be following to understand what is happening, and the brief is there. Thank you.
This is a very long brief. You want me to go through this paper?
Sure, Madam Chair.
Okay. Then the pleasure is mine. Okay. Let me take, for purposes of the general public, members of For the State, and also ourselves here, I'll take you through this. Honorable Lucky, what was the issue?
Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, I was for the idea that because you are the one leading the whole thing, you be reading the first question, he answers, then we go step by step, each question by question, because it will be a repetition. When you go through it, you'll still have to call question after question.
No, I think it is important that everybody is on the same page. Yes. Yeah, because...
But we have copies.
Let me just go through. I'm very fast when it comes to reading. Brief. Establishment and mandate of General Oversight Committee, Standing Order 189C. Standing Order 189C on General Oversight Committee provides as follows. There shall be a select committee referred to as the General Oversight Committee, and which shall be composed of all the members of the Assembly. The General Oversight Committee shall be chaired by the Speaker, and in the absence of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker. The functions of the General Oversight Committee shall be to interrogate County Executive Committee members or any other authorized persons on matters of great importance, of report on Finance and Revenue Collection Committee on the report of the County Receiver of Revenue for the financial year 2023-2024. The House felt that the importance of the CECM, Finance, on matters relating to revenue management was below average. House resolutions had been ignored, and the CECM was assuming the Assembly by not honoring committee invitations. It is out of these concerns that the House resolves to invite the CECM Finance to appear before the General Oversight Committee on Monday, 3rd March 2025 at 10 a.m. in the chambers. In the letter of invitation, the CECM Finance had been informed that he will be responding to the following: underperformance in revenue collection; 2, involvement of several departments in revenue collection; 3, details of the new revenue systems in terms of cost, purchase agreements, functionality and its status; revenue targets per sub-county. Based on the above issues, the GOC, that is the General Oversight Committee, will engage you as well other issues that the members find relevant to revenue collection. 4, the department conducted a revenue mapping exercise. This is 4, revenue targets per sub-county.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
If I'm not wrong,
Yes.
I think the brief is up to there, because
up to there?
from number 4, I think that is what forms the basis of the questions.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong.
We are in agreement.
Okay. Thank you.
Then the brief ends where I have ended it. Thank you. I welcome you, Honorable Waziri Onesmus Kuyu.
Thank you, Chair. I'm here today to respond to and give clarification to the issues as raised in the letter.
Sure.
The letter is dated 3rd March. And the first issue is underperformance in revenue collection. Chair, the revenue performance generally, apart from not meeting the target, as being on upward trajectory for the last 2 years. In 2020, 2021, 2022,
the county recorded 1 billion. In 2022-2023, the county recorded one in excess of 1.4 billion. In 2023-2024, the county recorded in excess of 1.5 billion without the NHIF reimbursements that were not paid for that year. The highest collection since the devolution was recorded in 2023-2024. In the financial year 2023-2024, the department collected 1.58 billion, a growth of 10.9% from 1.4 billion in the previous year. And when you look at those 2 years, compared to the base year of takeover, we are in excess of 500 million. The financial year 2025-2026 is at 28th February, this financial year, the department had clocked 1.1 billion, a positive indication that for the remaining 4 months, we are looking for a bullish months. It is also imperative to note we have dry months and wet months. Our wet months start from January to June. As at the close of last year, December, the county, as at the close of the last financial year, for the first half, the county had just garnered 295 million. This financial year, as at the close of the same period, we were already at 414 million. And those are what we are calling the dry months. The strategies for enhancing revenue collection. Madam Speaker, the county is now fully automated. And it's also good for the members to understand we have revenues coming from health ministry. Those are the health-related revenues and non-health-related revenues. For the health-related revenues, we already have a system that not only collects revenue, but also keeps customer records and also manages the drugs. On the non-health revenue, we are now fully automated. All the revenue streams are running through, all the collection is running through the system. I'll be giving more details. The other strategies, we've rolled out revenue targets to location level. That is at ward level, based on the revenue mapping report. Yes, we realize we are not going to meet the full potential 1 year. It's a journey. It's not an event. So we've taken a percentage of each location potential guided by historical trends. We've digitized all the land records. This is the first time. The county is boasting of having revenue of registers. The county, we also, through the Ministry of Lands, we also have embarked on tenure regularization of landowners in Athi River.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chair. CECM, I think unless I am a slow learner, and unless that is some kind of preamble, I seem to be lost on where or which part of the report now you are responding to, because we have specific issues which wanted to be addressed. Those are the general issues you are doing in the department, but we have pointed out specific issues. The one I can see is talking about Katani quarries, and I have not heard you mention Katani anywhere. That is why I am trying to check where you could be. in the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Madam Chair, before the CC, there is a very critical section you have mentioned in the preamble that we have to start, because that is what precipitated this meeting. It is saying House resolutions had been ignored, and that the CECM was assuming the assembly by not honoring committee invitations. Can we start there? That is very critical.
Okay, thank you, members. Honorable CECM, I kindly just address yourself to the issues raised here, and I said, if there are any issues outside, but they are within their finance issues, members will also be at liberty to ask you. But for now, restrict yourself to what is put here, and start with the issue of how come you've not been turning up.
And whether he is well.
Maybe that is important for him to address it first. I understand it has been mentioned elsewhere in the report, but so that we can know whether we are dealing with a man who is not sick, just to address it briefly, and then you can go to the other matters, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I can confirm I'm okay.
Okay.
From a health perspective, I'm okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Madam Speaker, on the issue of attendance, I'm sure because we get invites, at times we also get requests for information. I'm sure the chair of the committee and the clerk involved in the process, they can testify that we've always responded to every single invite. On the invites that we've never came, there was we requested for rescheduling. Two of them coincided with scheduled county activities, and actually, the third one I did attend. I attended and I interacted with the committee. On the issue of implementation of the committee resolution, the House, I would want to let the House know quite a number of them are being implemented. Maybe if I can go through what are those resolutions, because that is the only way for them to know whether they are resolved or not. So I seek your guidance.
Okay, the issue of why you have not been attending these matters has been taken very serious by this House, and us as an assembly, we have machinery that is supposed to bring you here. I have avoided the word under arrest, that you are brought here under arrest, but the assembly has those powers to bring you here under arrest anyway. And it has powers equivalent to the ones of the High Court. It can convict. This assembly has powers to convict and sentence. So, why the members are so keen for you to explain why you have not been honoring these matters, they just want you to clear the air, so that we know we are working, it is work in progress, and it is work that going forward, you are not going to take them into circles the way you have taken us for so long, and we were just almost getting there to summon you and bring you under arrest. But for them to be satisfied, please explain yourself further. Is it that you don't respect this House, or what is the problem that you don't turn up? You don't even communicate, say that I'll be coming this day. When they call you, like for example, that report that was tabled by the Finance Committee, they were not able to get all all the details because they had called you to the committee to appear before the committee, and instead of appearing, you had written a write-up. And you see, when you write a write-up, something written, it doesn't have all the details that they want to get. So that is the only reason why you have been called here, because they could not get these details. And these details that you want to give us today had been sought many times from you, and you did not give them. So we just want you to clarify and say, I'm sorry, this is what happened. It will not going to repeat again, but today I'm here, I'm available. I'll give you all the information that you have wanted under the sun. So that's how we want you to package it. Okay?
So, Madam Speaker, as you've rightfully guided and indicated, we've never had breakdown in communication with the committee involved. Any single letter they have invited me, we've always had an interaction in terms of, except on two circumstances when we had a colliding scheduled duty, and I did communication. And the last second invite, Madam Speaker, I appeared, and we had an interaction. So, Madam Speaker, because this any lack of appearance was not intentional. It was out of duty. So, we are sorry. I'm sorry. And we are in touch with the chair on also the notice period. Because also at times the notice period is too short. I'm in touch with the chair. Yesterday I was with both of my committees. And actually, after we finished what was up, the interactions that were there yesterday, we touched on some of these matters. So that's the status, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, there's a problem somewhere.
Madam Speaker, I think the only two chairs who can vindicate the CECs are seated with us here. They are the only ones who can tell us what he has said, whether it is true or not true, and if they are satisfied, then we proceed.
Honorable Mutia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Since it is on record that the CEC did not honor invitations, the continuance to insist that he honored makes us believe that the Committee on Finance lied to us. Yes. Secondly, what undertaking does he give going forward? Because he is here because he never honored the invitations. What undertaking is he giving concerning future engagements in regards to the House, other committees, and the Committee of Finance, so that it will not appear that where we are now, which was as a result of his failure to honor invitations, had he come, then perhaps we would not be here. So the insistence that he came does not need to be taken for a longer time. Let us have that undertaking. What is his commitment for future interactions, and what remorseful actions does he have for the failed appearances?
Members, I'm sure we are all saying the same thing. Because of time,
Madam Speaker, we don't know where we are, because before us is a report which says this, and the person who has been invited is saying otherwise. Now, who do we believe? Do we believe the CEC, or do we believe the chair?
I think it will be in order because now the allegations, of course, Madam Speaker, that bring us here. And you know, Madam Speaker, this is the whole house here, and these are actually about how many committees? Almost 30 committees put together, just because of underperformance of one CECM. I will be asking the chairman finance and the chairman budget to show evidence that they have been inviting them this way. He has not been able to respond because he says he has been responding because this is a committee of documents. Now, when we sit here, Madam Speaker, and he says he has been honoring and there is no evidence, the chairman finance has been able to allege that he has not been coming and we have not documented evidence. We need evidence to say that Honorable Kuyu was invited on the 17th. There was no response or he responded. So that we can be able, because it's just a matter of saying and doing. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, it is his word against their word. Now, this is, we are almost putting ourselves as a jury. We need this now. Because at the end of the day, as Mheshimiwa Kaiwa is saying here, we must get somewhere.
Thank you, Honorable Ngunga.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Chair, you tried to help the minister. Because what you have advised him, members will not be responding now. It reminds me of that saying, that you can remove a man from a village, but the village from the man, it is hard to remove.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Honorable Majority.
Thank you very much.
And then Honorable Chair.
Yes, I think the first thing that the CECM did here, when he was standing here, was to take an oath. And he said, if I remember the word well, it is the truth and the whole truth. So it is for us, in my opinion, to let him tell us his truth and only truth. And then we'll be left to combine our report. If there's any evidence that we need to be produced, it can be produced. Otherwise, if we go every time, I can tell you we'll be here for 3 days. I beg, we give him time to respond. If there's anything we need from him for the purposes of preparing our report, we can ask it for a later date.
Thank you very much. But before even the chair says, I think I've taken time to explain this matter to the CCM. Members, you are here. I have told him to explain himself about why he does not come when he's called to appear before the committees. From there, he will give us an undertaking that he will not be failing to turn up. And I gave him the genesis of all this. It was a committee on finance that he did not turn up when he had been called around. And they were only received a document that said what he thought they wanted to hear. But it was not adequate, causing us come now have this general oversight house. That is the genesis. I was very clear. So the point that CCM you need to bring out very clearly is this issue about you not coming.
Madam Speaker, I'm also asking, he's given a reason that he doesn't come because he has gone to other matters. Which comes before what? Because when he's going out of those other matters, maybe they are the reasons why he's being called in the house.
Be as thorough as possible. Let us understand this issue of the members feel like you are disrespecting this house. This is a honorable house. And I'm trying to guide you and help you out. But I don't know why you are not getting me. I just want to make sure that you are cleared by this house. Honorable Waziri. Honorable Waziri, I'm saying I want you to be cleared by this house. I don't want that tag of CCM finance does not attend meeting to continue being on your head. It's not a good one. Thank you. Proceed.
So, Madam Speaker, thank you for the guidance. Madam Speaker, on the specific issue of personal appearance, because I understand the disconnect is, yes, documents are being sent, but personally I have not come to be able to clarify further.
Sure.
That one, I sincerely and profusely apologize.
Thank you. Thank you.
And moving forward, we are in agreement with my chairs, the two chairs, that we agreed on the notice is actually constitutional, so we agreed, and I don't expect any further incidents of this nature.
Okay. That's okay. Let's just agree. that is okay. It's members, that's okay, isn't it? Yes. Thank you, Waziri. Waziri, go ahead now. This is taking shape now.
So, Madam Speaker, on the issue number 1.
Yes. Members, let's have one meeting.
Madam Speaker, on issue number 1, under performance on revenue collection for the entire county.
Yes.
I'd given some preamble, but I also wish to state that the main reason why we've not been able to get the revenue the way we are supposed to get, as being automation, Madam Speaker. As we are here, Madam Speaker, both pistons that fire to give us revenue as county, the healthy revenues and non-healthy revenues, they are fully automated. So we've been able to seal the loopholes, Madam Speaker.
But the question is, why are we underperforming?
That is what I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
The first reason why this county has never gotten the revenue the way it's supposed to get, despite the existence of all those scientific reports, has been automation, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've said we have 2 avenues that give us revenue, on-source revenue. One is the health revenues. It is fully automated. From the time the customer walks, the patient walks to the hospital, the record keeping, the drugs, including the payment. Madam Speaker, on the side of the payment, we are complete. On the side of the payment on the hospital, we are completely cashless. Actually, if you walk to the level 4, level 5, the payment is based on STK push. The number you've registered at casualty is the one that auto-prompts you to put PIN, so that the amount is already predetermined and hidden. So in that front, I do not think I have any fears. And as a result of that, the results are evident. We are already beyond 340 million. That has never been realized. In fact, to be precise, health revenues, the total received year to date, the one that is actually already in our CRF, in our IFF account, 150 million. Claim spending with SHA, 192 million. Total from the Ministry of Health, 342 million. Madam Speaker, you agree with me if you look at the trend in the last few years and you compare with where we are almost now double. Last year we closed at 220 million. And we are saying we still have 4 months and we are fully automated. So for me, my projection on these health revenues before the end of the year will be clocking more than 600 million from our level 4s and level 5. On the side of the non-health revenue, that is non-hospital related revenues, and that one is already realized because there is no credit on it. We are already at 775 million. Madam Speaker, because we can only paint the picture going forward, between now and the end of the year, and based on my indication that these are the wet months, in this March, April, May, June, we are expecting a total of around 2.3 billion. And we have the strategies to take us there. But, Madam Speaker, on the second question, involvement of several departments in the revenue collection. Various laws enacted by the Machakos County Assembly and Executive place revenue management or revenue collection responsibilities on multiple departments. And I wish to state them. We have the National Rating Act 2024. The Act defines CCM member to mean CCM member responsible for lands in county government, save for the settling of rate track, which is vested upon CC member for finance. Every other task as regards revenue collection on land rates and building approvals is vested on CCM member. Thus, the Act bestows revenue collection powers upon the Department of Lands by extension. So in that, with respect to the Ministry of Lands, we are custodian of the revenue, but the technical job, everything has to be done by the professionals in the Ministry of Lands. Beyond the building beyond just the approvals, the enforcement has to be done by the inspectorate. So merely there we play the midwife role and custodian. Machakos County Public Market Stores Act 2016. The Act defines CC member to mean the CC member responsible for matters relating to markets and stores. Already the Ministry of Trade is already looped in by the law. Section 4, subsection G of the Act provides that the CC member shall liaise with the authorized officer to ensure effective revenue collection. Already that is a law enacted, so the Ministry of Trade there is there rightfully. We also play the role of custodian at the end game. Machakos County Trade Licensing Act 2014, Section 3, subsection 1, vests the responsibility of designating an officer of the county as the chief licensing officer upon CC member responsible for trade. That is the licensing officer who is directly involved in the licensing. Machakos County Sand Harvesting Act 2014. The Act defines CC member to mean CC member in charge of natural resources. So when it comes to that revenue stream, you cannot work without the line ministry. Machakos County Liquor Licensing Act 2014. The Act defines CC member to mean CC member for the time being responsible for matters relating to control of alcohol. That is clearly under the Ministry of Trade as well, tourism. Machakos County Rating Act 2014, Section 17, provides that the CC member responsible for lands may appoint on or more county public officers or other persons to value land for the purposes of preparing and draft evaluation role under the Valuation for Rating Act. The moment you bring in the Rating Act, you've seen the responsibilities bestowed on those on the CCM. So merely, Madam Speaker, finance plays a custodian role. But there are other unstructured revenues where revenue goes straight. But we all, as per the law, we are bound to work with all these ministries. And that explains why all these ministries.
Madam Speaker, maybe to guide the... maybe information, correction, maybe, or clarification.
Clarification.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think I get this very clearly, and I have heard and listened very carefully. But Madam Speaker, we are here. We are here with the Ministry of, we actually Department of Transport with the Honorable Chair Mwoki. We are here. We are interacting here, and one chair to bear me witness that we came across a very interesting scenario where rates are being collected by SACCOs. We came across, Chairman, if you remember, it's an issue that came up that through, I don't know, delegation from your ministry, SACCOs, tuk-tukus and what are the other small Marutis. They have formed themselves into SACCOs, and the members of those SACCOs money is being collected by the chairman of those SACCOs for onwards transmission to the department. But then my question would have been, I have not seen where that is anchored in law, where the SACCOs have been able to be anchored so that they can be given that mandate to collect, And one of the issues, again, that was raised by the members of those circles is that there has been a lot of pilferage of revenue, where revenue officers were collecting money, 500,000 would be collected by members, but in this case here now, we are only collecting maybe 200, 300,000 now per month. I don't know what is the take of the minister on that one, because I think that is squarely what you're answering.
I'm speaking once again, so that the minister may not dwell on that. The issues that cropped up to this matter, Honorable CSM. One, revenue collection now has become a preserve of any officer in the county government. Ward administrators are collecting revenue. Village administrators are collecting revenue. Inspectorate officers are collecting revenue. Sub-county administrators are collecting revenue. The Governors Delivery Union, GDU, is collecting revenue. Whom have you vested powers to collect revenue? May you dwell on that strictly.
Mheshimiwa Kavyu. It's in addition to that.
Madam Chair, I'm not in agreement with the officer when he tries to shift the responsibility of revenue to other department. PFM Act 2012, Section 104, it's very clear that the county treasury is responsible for monitoring, overseeing, and evaluating, and also coming up with policies and economic frameworks to ensure that all revenues that are supposed to be raised within the county is done in accordance to the law. So when the officer says that this sits with the CEC for trade, this sits for the CEC, what he needs to tell the committee, this committee, is what policies has he put in place to ensure that things work seamlessly. Because the role of the CEC land is very clear, so they might help in terms of providing the technical support, which might not be available in the Department of Finance. But the responsibility of revenue and finance management squarely sits at his docket. So he cannot run away from that. So what he needs to tell us, what policies has he put in place to make sure that our revenue systems are synchronized and they are working in harmony. Because, Madam Chair, that is what is lacking. He has failed to provide that, and that's why everybody has turned themselves into revenue clerks at different levels. Thank you.
Lastly, Madam Speaker, lastly. Yes, thank you. 1 minute.
I have to give you, I have to authorize you, members. Let's not have a kangaroo court here. Honorable Bahati before Mheshimiwa Kisila, then Mheshimiwa Maeke, Mheshimiwa Dwiki.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. In regards to that, I would also want clarification. One of the issues, just as Mheshimiwa Dominic has mentioned, of course, everyone works with the county as turned to be a revenue collector. And we have a policy that, especially in Matungulu constituency, our lands are agricultural land. And we've had situations where our people are being harassed, even when they are doing their gates, you know, when they are building their simple houses and toilets. It has become a cash flow for these revenue collectors because they work in the county government. So we also want to know what other, just as Mheshimiwa mentioned, what other policies can we ensure that our people who are living in these agricultural lands are not exploited by the revenue collectors who are GDUs, who are the coordinators and the rest as they come with their names. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bahati. Honorable Kisila, and Honorable Kisila, let it just be the same point. Because if we keep on
Madam Speaker, I'm not
diverting through other points, let it be just this point of collection of revenue by different people who have made
I am well guided, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Revenue collection is the work of finance department. That cannot be delegated to any other function.
what is happening now, and there's a difference between delegation and abdication. Finance department is abdicating its role by passing that mantle to other departments. I'll give you an example. I have copies of the invoices which have been given to traders in Mwala last 2 days, of people coming from trade department and other departments. And the invoices they are giving, they are even outside the Finance Act. Completely outside the Finance Act, including overcharging people because they don't understand what is Finance Act. They are treating Mwala as urban, when in the Finance Act is being treated as a peri-urban. So, Bwana Waziri, what we are saying here, we are privy to information that even quarries in Mavoko have become cash cows for some people. You cannot run away from that as a finance minister. And what we want you to come and tell us here, and when we were meeting yesterday with the CECMs, they are not taking up the responsibility of revenue collection. That squarely lies with you, and that's why you have a chief officer revenue collection. And you are the head of that department, and you are the head of treasury. So what we want from you is to tell us what strategies you are going to put in place to ensure pupillage and people getting rich quick. Don't get that aspect. We are losing millions and millions of shillings when every Tom, Dick, and Harry becomes a revenue collector. And moving forward, we will not accept revenue. It's better even we don't collect. It is actually better we tell our people not to pay. If you don't have a well-structured way of collecting revenue, why are we allowing people to collect money and put in their pocket? And that is happening. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Adgiven. Honorable, we respond to those ones first. Okay, thank you. Honorable Waziri, proceed and respond to those ones first.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I had not finished elaborating on the point.
So you will incorporate those ones in your answer?
Yeah, what I mean is,
yes.
I had not finished. Actually, what the honorable members are asking is contained in my next
slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe if, through your indulgence, if I can finish, maybe what would have been a question will be an answer.
Go ahead.
So what I was answering is a very clear question. What gives the mandate of those other departments to be involved in revenue collection? And those are the laws I've just stated. But even with their involvement, are there controls? And that is my next presentation. Madam Speaker, even with these acts, read together with PFM Act, the PFM Act is very clear. It places the final responsibility on custodianship and sanity on the county treasury under Ministry of Revenue Management. So, Madam Speaker, all these departments, currently as they sit, they are being managed by a system. I'll start with the Ministry of Lands. We already have a model called Adams. Initially, how the approvals were being done, people would sit in a table, in a conclave, to review physically and use manual formulas, yes, derived from the Act, to come up with an approval. And an application will be allocated maybe to a planner physically. That one is a thing of the past. And with the Adams, the way it works, at the comfort of your seat, the residents of the Machakos count will be able to place an application through a citizen portal. If you are using an architect or an engineer, he log into the portal, upload his professional documents, and also upload the title deed and the plan and everything. He'll be taken through series of questions that resort to what we call credit scoring. Then using the credit scoring makes use of the finance bill. It is already built at the back end. So by the time you are finishing to interact with the system, probably 2-3 minutes, an invoice is already generated. So we've already queued that human interface at the initial stages where conversations happen. When that happens, the invoice which comes out with a reference number. If the customer pays you and he has to quote the reference number. You pay, you quote the reference number, the system automatically gives you a receipt.
Point of information, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Point of information taken.
Thank you.
Waziri, you may have a seat briefly. Waziri, may have a seat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What we're asking the Waziri is to be precise. We are not here to know the process of how the Adams works. It's just taking us round and left, center, and everything talks about Adams. What is this Adam? I'm asking whether it is Adam and Eve. He's saying Adam. Let him just be precise and tell us that's a mechanism to improve revenue collection and proceed.
Yes.
Guilt was always afraid.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes.
In the beginning,
yeah.
you really say that we try to conduct the business in a cordial way.
Sure.
Casting aspersion on the character of anyone, it is as if already someone has a premeditated solution to what is going to come here. So let us treat each other with the decorum we deserve. Please.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Member.
I'm making an application because looking at the business before us, we have very many questions which needs answers. Sure. Honorable Speaker, today was set for members to get these answers.
Yes.
I was making an application that if we may allow the CECM to tackle all the questions, then we note areas where it's not given information that can be accepted, that does not satisfy. Yes. We just note. We allow him to go through all the questions. We deal this, then we open the discussion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Let me make a ruling.
Thank you.
Because we'll spend the entire day here. Can we allow the Honorable Waziri to take us through? If we have
While you are right, Madam Speaker, I think we must also look at what Mheshimiwa PK is also raising. Because I raised an issue about, is he allowing matatus to be, we know that's the issue about finance. Now he's telling us, Adams, so when are we going to revisit this?
I had not even finished. And
sorry?
Honorable Ngunga.
Yes, Madam.
I had not even finished. Yes. And I want members, let's understand each other. Do we want a kangaroo court or do we want an orderly place?
Orderly. We need an orderly one.
No one should speak when the speaker is speaking, first of all. Number two, and those are the standing orders, it's not my laws. Number two, until I have told you, please, Mheshimiwa, make your point, you shouldn't stand up. Okay? I have heard the issue by Mheshimiwa PK, and that is where I was going to tell, Honorable Waziri, while it's okay that we should take us through, he should also make it brief and just give answers, not
Madam
many
Chair.
stories.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Chair.
Some information.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Just
please.
a short one.
Please, Madam Chair. Please,
a short
Madam
one, Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you. You know, I know the clerk did send the Honorable CECM a letter requiring of him to prepare.
Yes.
And he went out of his way to prepare a good enough response for this house. He is making his submission based on what this house resolved, tasked him to do.
True.
So it is self-defeating then to say he should not be thorough, he should not be detailed. But also in the beginning, Madam Chair, you say any other relevant question that is outside his official response is going to be answered. I hear you, Mheshimiwa Member, I hear you, Mheshimiwa Ngunga, that your question might be outside what he had been requested to provide. So we must choose. Either we proceed with the official response uninterrupted and not any other matter that is outside, or interrupt his response and it might take us very long time to get out of it. It has to be a decision we make.
Chair, I think what our CECM. No, just a minute.
I have
Chair,
made a ruling, Mheshimiwa Johanna.
it is going to assist us. Whatever I'm just about to say.
No. Let's just listen to me.
I have a prayer, Madam Speaker.
Mheshimiwa,
Madam Chair, please.
it is the same thing we are going to repeat.
No,
and repeat and
no,
repeat.
I just wanted to say why he seems to be taking long, because whatever is responding is what was in your brief, the general issues, but the specific issues, he has not yet gone there. They are from item number 4. Those are the questions which now touch on the general issues in your brief.
Can we agree that no interruptions?
Yes.
We allow Waziri to take us through. No interruption. I'm not going to allow anybody.
Madam Speaker,
Waziri.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, Madam Speaker, kindly allow me. Madam Speaker, I think as much as we allow the CCM, he doesn't need to be so broad in what he's saying. Our questions are very precise. For example, question number part 3. What has the CCM done to deal with the matter of corruption and harassment, and why are traders not given adequate time to pay the revenue? This is a straightforward question. Madam Speaker, there is a lot of confirmation, and I don't know whether members are allowed to speak to the CCM unless it's through the chair. The CCM was invited here, but when you see there is a lot of conversation and a lot of consultation, even with the same people. We cannot have a house where the CCM is consulting here, is consulting there. Somebody is coming from there, he is whispering on the ears.
Madam Speaker.
What's wrong with you? I'm speaking. Just, I have a point, whatever I'm saying. So my prayer is, let the CCM answer the questions precisely. Why are we? Because we are coming back to the same proposals. You remember, Madam Speaker, when we were responding to the question from the budget and revenue, we said we had fears that it's like copy-pasting. When I've listened the CCM explain why revenue streams are low, we've gone to the same questions. And the reason we've asked him here is so that we may help. Because the same question and the same answer is, we don't have enough everything, we don't have automation. Those are the same answers we got. And that is the reason we are here. So if we are to give the CCM enough time, let us also be to the questions that are put here, so that it doesn't digress also.
Thank you. The ruling is, we allow the CCM go. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead and highlight the issues that have been raised by members. No interruptions. I'll not allow anybody to speak until the CCM finishes.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I seek for your indulgence.
Yes.
There is already a pending question.
Yes.
From honorable members.
Yes.
I'll seek before we answer.
Yes.
Then I proceed.
You want to answer it
There
right
are two
now
questions
or at
already
the end?
pending about matatus. There's another question about GDUs and.
Okay, answer. Just go straight
So,
away. And
Madam
answer.
Speaker, I'll just go spot on.
Yes.
The issue of matatus, there is no collection being done by SACCOS. What we've done is we put we've made arrangements where they are paying through the SACCOS. What we have is a SACCO model.
Let him answer. You wanted answers.
Let me answer.
Yes. Proceed.
Madam
Proceed.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, in our modules in the system, we have something called PSB model. We've grouped these people, the matatus, into circles because as per the regulations of that sector, they work through the circles.
Yes.
So through the circles, every matatu owner and vehicle has an account with us.
Okay.
They has an account with us.
Yes.
So they pay through those accounts. So come end of the month, we are able to know in this circle we have 60 matatus, 50 are paid, 2 have not paid. And the enforcement is based on the balance.
Okay.
So there is no collection being done by circles and being brought to us. The matatu are paying directly to the county.
I don't want to that's not in order. Maybe Mweki, you can say something about that. You know, it's in order, Madam Speaker.
It is me who is chairing.
Yeah, because you know.
Who is chairing, Mheshimiwa?
Okay.
It's me who is chairing. Proceed.
Madam Speaker,
that's why I'm saying, you know, he's agreeing. He's agreeing.
Yes.
My question is agreeing that they are paying through the circles, and you know, Madam Speaker, we were here with them, and they said, in fact, one of the things is that they are left by themselves. They are collecting money under the instructions of the revenue officers, and they are the ones who are forwarding to them, and he's agreeing.
Answer that.
And there are no regulations to that, surely.
Madam Speaker, the only authorized collection is cashless. The matatu themselves, they have account with the county. They are paying directly to our pay bill. Those rumors, because that we heard about it,
Yes.
what is also happening? The matatus have their own collections for the welfare of the members, which has nothing to do with the county. And through that effort, we were only getting 2 to 3 million in a month. Now the county is getting an average of 11 million per month. We know the matatus, their numbers, everything.
Okay. Go ahead.
Madam Speaker, another honorable member.
Ward admins are collecting as well?
On the issue of the ward admins collecting money, and on the issues of the GDU, Madam Speaker, in my earlier explanation, I said, I mentioned the department with roles. And those roles are technical. The actual collection should go straight to the pay bill. The issue of the ward admins, yes, they are there. They are in charge of the wards. If we have officers who are stationed in the ward, our officers report to the ward revenue officers. But in the general oversight, the ward, because they actually devolved completely, they are actually devolved to the. Just hold on. I want to put it clearly so that it doesn't become another question.
Okay, go ahead.
We at ward level, which is a basic collection zone for the county, we have the collectors reporting directly to the ward revenue officer. On day-to-day basis as general oversight, not directly being involved administratively, operationally, the ward administrators have an oversight role. Not in the actual collection, but because those people, they are under the devolved function, the senior person is the ward admin. So operationally, the ward admin ensures that as much as we have the ward revenue officers, their staff are there and they are working. They are not supposed to be involved in the actual collection. If there is any one of them who is involved in the actual collection, he should be treated as a rogue officer. GDU have no business whatsoever with revenue. When we went to the public participation at Cheleni and Mheshimiwa, through the chair, you can bear me witness, I was very categorical. So those matters that have come to us, we are going to take administrative action. The sole mandate of interacting with the pay bill and all that belongs to the revenue officers, not any other county officer.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And members, on the issue of SACCO and any other person who is collecting revenue and if they are doing it illegally, I direct the Committee on Finance to verify those. If we have to have people arrested, to have them arrested. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Madam
Proceed.
Speaker, going straight to the other question, details of the new revenue system in terms of cost, purchase agreement, functionality, and its status. 3. Revenue targets per sub-county. The department conducted a revenue mapping exercise at a cost of 50 million. What are the revenue targets per sub-county, and can you submit this report to the House? It is true, Madam Speaker, we conducted a scientific revenue mapping to establish the potential of every location, and also to establish the new revenue streams, and also for the purposes of economic planning. Based on the survey, we have a total of 9 sub-counties. Machakos, the potentials for every sub-county. Machakos sub-county, or the revenue stream,
Honorable Chair, I request that you allow one of the officers to sit next.
I'm talking about the potential. And the potential comes in, for you to get the full potential, you must employ 100% investment. Yeah, so the full potential for Machakos sub-county, the annual is 2.2 billion. Kalama sub-county is 180 million. Mwala is 339 million. Yata is 103 million. Mavoko is 2.2 billion. Masinga is 281 million. Kangundo, 271 million. Matungulu, 1.3 billion. Kadiyani, 138 million. Okay, I repeat from Machakos. Machakos is 2.2 billion, 2.1 billion. Kalama is 180 million. Mwala is 339 million. Yata is 103 million. Mavoko is 2.2 billion. Yata is 103 million. Mavoko, I go slowly. 2.2 billion. Yes, billion. Masinga is 281 million. Kangundo is 271 million. Masinga? Matungulu is 1.3 billion. Kadiyani is 138 million. Now I need to come back to the target. Those are potentials. From the potentials, so the total is 6.8 billion. So the potential is based on the revenue mapping that was done, and the parameters were the revenue assets, those assets that generate revenue, market, sales points, and all that. And we have the report. We have the operational report here. Members, this is a source. It was done in October 2023. Now, based on the potentials, we came up with initial targets. Machakos with 2.2 billion, and looking at the level of investment where we are, because you need to equip the enforcers. There are also other investment required. It is being allocated a potential of 802 million. Kalama, from 180, given a target of 55 million, which is almost 30%. We have Mwala, from 339, the target allocated is 192 million. Yata, with 103 million, the target allocated is 98 million. Yata, yeah, because of sales. Mavoko with the target is 1.7 billion from 2.2. Masinga from 281, the target is 96 million. Kangundo, from 271 potential to 147 million target. So Matungulu from 1.2 billion, the target is 271 million. This is actually almost purely based on CES. Total of that is 3.4 billion. If you look at this, for you to realize the budget, the target must be a little bit higher than the target. So that if they perform 60-70%, you hit the target on non-healthy revenue.
Let us allow him to proceed.
Yeah, let me proceed.
Yeah.
Because I'm basing on the structured questionnaire.
You can keep the question.
Issues of concern. Katani quarries and Matungulu quarries have the high potential of collecting over 900 million per year. Why is the CCM not exploiting this potential? Where is there a rush for revenue officers to be posted to quarries? So, Madam Speaker, I've just given the scientific potentials. I might not touch on 900 million. But what have we done to tap this potential of these two areas mentioned here? One, our revenue collection on CES, it's basically about enforcement. So what we've done is there is an ongoing mapping because we realized Katani and Matungulu, there are so many porous roads. So there's an ongoing mapping to increase the number of CES points. We've also put all our enforcement officers on an enforcement app model. Initially, the 600 of them and inspectorate officers were working outside the system. Right now, they are actually working through the system, through a model where we are able to know their productivity.
Okay.
Madam Speaker, acquisition of a new revenue collection system. Update this committee on the status of revenue collection, revenue automation, and provide details of the new revenue management system which the department is procuring under the following subheadings: procurement process. Madam Speaker, the system was procured through open tender and done through the legal framework of procurement. The provider is Reedman and Robin. The cost is 0. The contract agreement is 2 years. Scope and functionality, and whether the system will enable the county to automate revenues. First of all, I wish to confirm we are already live on that system, and we are as finance and revenue, we are happy because unlike where counties are struggling, we are able to equate the system statement, the pay bill, and the bank collection. They are tying. So that is a good starting point. And through that system, Madam Speaker, it is a system that has pushed the PSV collection from 2 million to 11 million per month. And we are replicating that success to all the other revenue streams. So the structure of the system is modular based, in that a module represents a source of revenue and all actions can be done at module level. The modules available is citizen management module. Our citizens can interact with the system. Open self-service module. Our citizens can serve themselves through the module, through the system. Business module, vehicle module, reports module, advertisement module, forecasting module, and this will help us forecast our own source revenue. Hospital module, it anticipates integration at some point for the purposes of dashboard. DPS, this is the Adams, the one for the lunch module, PSV module, water module, That is the question, and there is no another way it can be answered. Why water model? We are anticipating to bring the water companies under scrutiny. We want to, just the same way the national government works under e-citizen, at some point we would want to see how their collections are done. Then it has an enforcement model and it has a reconciliation model. So basically all these models are supposed to minimize the human interaction. Madam Speaker, on why did the department adopt a revenue sharing structure? I've just indicated under cost it is 0. A revenue system for county collection with all this model would cost an arm and leg. It is very ripe to us that we are alive to the fact cash flow is an issue. This is a system that would cost hundreds of millions, and with all the competing needs, it has not been possible to budget for such a system. It will crowd out the monies that would have gone to development. So that is the basis of the revenue share. Madam Speaker, why has the department been reluctant to provide this information to the committee? Madam Speaker, initially we went through the motions of our interaction, and we've agreed on the way forward. So I'm sure the chairman will be calling us. We'll be able to interact at granular level, and they'll get the details they want.
So you promise
the cost is 0. It is on revenue share. Madam Speaker, involvement of other departments in the revenue collection, I went through that.
Yeah.
Additionally, the revenue and enforcement officers have also been accused of harassment by traders in that they arrest or clamp traders. Vehicles issue a high impounding fees that are not consistent with the current Finance Act, with a view of initiating negotiations for the release. Eventually the vehicles or persons are released on paying the negotiated amounts to the officers and the county losses. Madam Speaker, I went through the structure and I gave the modules available. One of the modules that were lacking in the previous CECM. So we've completely killed that. If an enforcement officer goes through an enforcement app and wants to confirm whether a vehicle has paid, and it doesn't arrest that vehicle and it is not paid, there is an exception report that comes out. Yes, Mr. X was attempting to check this vehicle at this date, this time, this location, but the vehicle did not pay, and it was released. So those are the exception reports we are following on daily basis. On the same, if you impound a vehicle, you are impounding through the system. The first thing is, and I don't want to go so much on the details to waste their time, but this is of particular importance to the members who are asked.
Very important.
The vehicle impounding process is very clear.
Yeah.
If it is a parking, the first option is to check whether the vehicle has paid. If it hasn't paid, there's a button for clamp. The system will not allow clamping till 30 minutes are over.
Okay.
Reason being, we are trying to evade the very question you had asked. They are just clamped so that there is negotiation. So you are given 30 minutes so that if you are somewhere in the shop, you come out. But already the system has taken note. Within 30 minutes, automatically, if you've not paid, there is no payment, the system prompts you to go to impound. If you click on the impound, the tariffs are inbuilt in the system. Yes. The system will request the impounding officer to state where the vehicle is being taken, the yard. You select the yard, you have to take the yard there because the report is already there ahead of you. Come the end of the week, we check the number of vehicles you impounded, which yard they went, how many were paid, and the balance, we should be able to see them physically in the yard. So that one we've taken care of. So this issue of harassment, the issue of harassment, There is a code of conduct which defines how staff are supposed to conduct themselves. There is also on the side of the aggrieved party, there are areas where they are supposed to report. So the few cases which we are yet to get reports.
Yes.
If we get on those reports, we should be able to work on administrative action. Extreme cases, for extreme cases, there are areas where the aggrieved parties can go. So, but yes, you brought it to our attention. So collectively with the inspectorate department, we are going to be vigilant.
The impounding fees?
The impounding fees are now inbuilt in the system.
So it is a standard?
It is. No, they depend on the size of the vehicle.
Okay.
So in the process of impounding, you must choose in the drop down the tonnage of the vehicle. Then automatically the system passes a bill.
Okay.
Issues of concern. What is the rationale in involving all this department? This one we responded, Madam Speaker.
It is spent.
Under performance in revenue collection. Should I go through this?
You did.
Now, the CCM has been on record stating that the county has a potential of 6.6 billion. Madam Speaker, this is not an issue of the CCM. It is very clear the report is here. Very scientific. Actually, it's not 6, it's 6.8.
Okay.
And that's a fact. He was able to collect and assure the committee in the financial year 2023-2024, he was able to collect 4.1 billion. Now, Madam Speaker, before I even dwell on the specific streams,
yes,
we did not manage to have a system that time because the budgets were so limiting. We couldn't have a system.
Okay.
Till this time when we've been able to go into a revenue share.
Okay.
Now, on source revenue, 2.9, we realized partly about 50%. Hospital revenue, they also did not have a system. Because we are saying that year they only realized 177. This system was installed a few months ago, and we are already talking about 340 million.
Okay.
So, yes, the future is okay. Asset disposal. Madam Speaker, we had budgeted in that financial year to realize 100 million from asset disposal.
Let's have one meeting.
Madam Speaker, though we had budgeted in that financial year to realize 100 million from asset disposal, because if you look around, since devolution, the county has never disposed these obsolete assets.
Yes.
But the process involved has been very tedious. Actually, none of the counties has come near to this. Now, as we speak, we've finished all the technical things that we were supposed to do. And we've written to the mechanical engineer and all the other external national government agencies who are supposed to give us reserved values. But we don't have it in the budget. We are now using the prudence concept. We didn't want to go into the same problem we realized that year. Yes, we budgeted, but we never realized. So out of prudence, we've not budgeted it, but this year we are realizing the over 100. So we should be able to do supplementary and sort out some of these pending bills or other pressing needs. So we are almost at the tail end. In the next 2 to 3 months, we should have disposed.
Hopefully.
The CCM requested 400 million to automate revenue collection system, including the system at the hospital as to collect above targeted amounts. In addition, the department asked for funds to employ more than 420 staff so as to sustain this target. Further, the CCM requested for generous department budget for development, which at the expense of to be able to collect the revenue targeted. Madam Speaker, there are certain facts that need to be laid bare here.
Come and assist.
Just hold on.
Madam Chair, as he consults Madam Chair,
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
they automated the hospital thing. How much have we collected? And I can tell you the last time I was a member of the committee, the collection had gone down after automation.
Okay. Okay.
Madam Speaker,
Proceed.
on the issue of the 100 million, this budget had very clear vote lines. It was not meant for revenue automation. When you look at the vote line that were even passed by this House, 18 million was to go to purchase of computers, printers, and other IT. The CCM requested 400 million. If you look at the,
Yeah.
I have an extract of the budget, and I vote D787, MACHAKOS Finance, Economic Planning and Revenue Management, Development Expenditure Vote Book for that period. Yes, 100 million is the total.
Okay.
But what was the money to be used for? There were very clear budget vote lines. 18 million was for purchase of computers, printers, and other IT equipment. This county, second in dispensation, very few people in revenue, there were no computers. Computers were only like 2 or 3 in banking halls. So the staff were how are they expected to work? So 18 million was provided for that. But 12 million was provided for purchase of software, and it was actually not for finance, MSME. This is the software that is supposed to power Wikwatio Fund and table banking. Madam Speaker, 5 million was to go to specialized plant, that is PBX. This is the only county that was operating without telephone connectivity. So, and that, Madam Speaker, that budget was eventually amended through a supplementary, because towards the last half, our realization came that there were other critical projects that needed to be done, already budgeted, and we realized we were not to achieve the target. It was revised downward to 88 million. So that has answered how the 100 was to be used. But it was reduced down to 88, and all those things were purchased.
Okay.
So
it's not 100.
It is not, 100 is the total,
Yes.
but it was not going for revenue automation.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the entire ICT budget.
Other issues related?
Yes.
Okay. Proceed.
Issues of concern. Why were the targets for the 3 revenue streams not achieved? I already explained on source revenue, why it was not achieved. Hospital revenue, I already explained there was no system. Asset disposal, I've explained about the intricacies of the disposal of public assets.
Yes.
What strategies did the department put to ensure the market fees attain the target? Actually, the 408 staff we are asking, are being asked about, they are the ones who catapulted the revenue from 1 billion to 1.4 billion. And these are the ones whose presence in the marketplaces enabled us to achieve that.
Okay.
There are reports that the revenue department is not collecting single business permits, fees from shop owners who have rented from landowners who have not paid land rates. Further, the landowners are reporting that their land is in agricultural areas. How much revenue are we losing in CPP from these such areas? So, Madam Speaker, I need to come from a point of information because there is a lot of resistance, not only from our staff, but also their collaborators. And their collaborators are everywhere, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, we are alive to the fact that last year several people were arrested faking business permits. So the system we have, Madam Speaker, now on the structured revenue, structured I mean the revenues with our revenue assets, with the registers, like SBP. We are coming from a point of this the much we are supposed to collect for the county. And the system has done what is called bulk invoicing. Based on this report, we know the profile of every customer. So they are properly seated in the system, and to be precise, in MACHAKOS we have 56,062 businesses. We know how many are in each ward and their profiles. They are being migrated into the system with their right profiles, bulk invoicing done, so we are coming from a point of invoice. Madam Speaker, there are bujus on people who are being touted to be issuing invoices to us. Those are rogue people, because right now the system is invoicing for itself. We did one night bulk invoicing, and the trade officers in their technical work, they have the rights to go into the system, print the invoice, work with our revenue officers, sit with the shop owners, and they pay because it has a reference. So if there's anybody who is working outside the system, is seated on the wrong side of history. Madam Speaker, those are criminals, and we know where criminals belong, and we know the process.
Thank you.
The issue of business permit not being paid because of land rate, Madam Speaker, that is a myth. And I need to demystify that myth. Madam Speaker, the system has been enabled. Yes, we know nobody runs a business in the air. And we know the difference between a freehold and leasehold. We know for the leasehold, you are supposed to pay land rates. We know for freehold, you pay ground or land rate. Agricultural land, nobody charges. And that is the fact. So, Madam Speaker, the system, first control and prompt, is to prompt you to indicate the plot where your business is. If it prompts you and you give us the plot, we are able to know how much you owe us in terms of land rates. If you are not the owner, the system is allowing you to pay, but when we go to enforce, the actual enforcement on 1st of April, we'll just do a demarcation. Those people who are on landed premises, they'll give us lease agreements and we'll code the owner. Then the owner can pay. And we'll issue them with permits. But already they have receipts. They are not being harassed because our enforcement team already can see the receipts. But we are going on phase 2 on the active enforcement and give them permits. Then we'll deal with the landowners. So, correctness and consistency of information. Madam Speaker, this issue of we report we were on record on having collected 1.7, but what went to the system, I mean what was reported is 1.58. I just need to clarify. These are just issues of misrepresentation of facts. One, before this financial year, counties were reporting on a cash basis. So the 1.7 had an element of NHIF. By come the end of that financial year, a total of almost 200 million had not been paid by NHIF, but it was disclosed to the controller. But the reporting, during what the controller reported was actually the cash basis. Yeah, there's a disclosure, 200 million is still to be recovered from NHIF, but the controller reported cash because we were on cash basis. I'm happy also to confirm, and I know the clerk is also an accounting officer, we are on accrual basis. So we don't expect this kind of misinterpretation. How does the department undertake reconciliation for the items processed outside the IFMIS? Madam Speaker, we don't process outside the IFMIS. Because the sheer nature of the county operation is our budgets are uploaded in the IFMIS. So you can only utilize from IFMIS. Honoring invitations, Madam Speaker, we went through. Implementation of house resolutions. And Madam Speaker, because again I don't want to workshop on it, almost 90% are being implemented because they are touching on automation, new revenue system, they are touching on debt management, where we already have an existing policy and we've done the guidelines which are already approved. So Madam Speaker, I'll have a date with the Finance Committee so that we can take stock. Wage bill, Madam Speaker. No, before we go to the wage bill, ensuring banks, reducing the number of bank accounts for the purposes of revenue collection.
Those are examples of implementing.
But I can, because they are already cited, I can already.
Just mention them, yes.
But allow me, because again, I don't want to be quoted. Madam Speaker, we have members of the fourth estate here.
Yes.
And the Machakos residents are listening.
Okay.
So we shouldn't deny them information.
That's why we are saying you go ahead and...
I take cognizance of that fact.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, we only have 2 bank accounts that collect revenue. The general non-health revenues are all linked to KCB. Just one account. FIF, the hospital revenues, they are only linked to one account in Family Bank. So we only have one account. All those accounts we found we've closed as per the law. Madam Speaker, I can now go to the wage bill. The wage bill of the county has been reaching over 50% against recommended level of 35. The Budget and Appropriation Committee, as well as the Finance Committee, has severally recommended for a collection of this anomaly. Why hasn't this recommendation not been implemented, and what measures can be taken to correct the situation? Madam Speaker, there are 2 things here for the purposes of interpretation that we need to take cognizance of. 1, the budgeting ratios. And the budgeting itself is a multi-layered process which starts from executive, comes to the county assembly, and goes to the controller. So, Madam Speaker, when the governor was taking over, the actual budget on wage bill was at 49%. If you look for the last 2 to 3 years on budget, not on actual utilization, because I'll explain that. On the actual budgets, we are currently budgeting around 42, 43, which is a movement downwards by 6-point basis. Madam Speaker, across the 47 counties, very few, if any, counties have complied to this 35%. What is the reason, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, there is already an existing establishment from the staff.
Let's talk about our own county.
That is the one I'm talking about. Madam Speaker, back to our county now.
Yes.
We already have an existing staff establishment. Which in the year 2022 2023, the budget itself was 49%. There was no compliance. What is the reason, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker,
proceed.
I wanted to capture your attention.
Yeah, kindly. Go ahead.
So, Madam Speaker, with that existing staff establishment, very little can be done from finance perspective. From finance, because it requires administrative, painful decisions.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Member. Take your seat for a minute.
Madam Chair, we have the members of public following, and
Yes.
it is wrong for the officer to mislead the committee and also members of public by using some big terminologies. What normally guides us, their reports. And in 2022, when we were taking over, the auditor's report indicated that the Machakos wage bill was 37%. 2023-2024 auditor's report, the same has been captured at 51%. So, and it's very wrong, because I also saw another clip that was going around, the same officer trying to dispute the same. And Madam Chair, for auditors' report to give their reports, they normally get input from the same officer. So, who is lying? Is it the officer or the Auditor General? And whose report shall we believe?
Waziri, proceed and just give us the correct position.
Madam Speaker, I need to put the record straight. I'm talking about budgeting. I'm not talking about the actual utilization. The Auditor General looks at utilization, and I'm coming there.
And Madam Chair, the actual cost is the most important thing. Budgets are normally estimates. So we are talking about, I can plan today to eat meat for lunch, but because of budget's constraint, I'm only forced to eat githeri. So let's talk about the githeri, not the chapati that we had forecasted to eat at lunchtime.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
I think the CECM is building his case. He doesn't want to jump to the
excuse me, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
protect me.
Members, allow majority leader to speak. Yeah.
But he's being Madam Chair.
But you see, Madam Speaker,
Point of information.
No. You have made a ruling. Waziri Amalize.
Madam Chair.
What he's saying is not enriching the debate here.
Madam Chair, it is not going to be convenient for them to interject the minister, and when we request to talk, we are being told to wait for Waziri to sit down. When it is convenient for them to talk, they want to talk. When it is convenient for us to talk, it is not as far as. Madam Chair, please be fair. Madam Chair, be fair.
I'm fair.
This is a committee of the whole house.
Madam Chair.
It is not them versus us.
Madam Chairman.
Waziri, proceed.
Chairman of the committee.
No, Ngunga, sit down. Mheshimiwa Ngunga, sit down.
Before we proceed.
Ngunga, you are not the chair. Please sit down.
Before we proceed, Madam Speaker, we cannot say we don't know how to interject. We can interpret as well.
Order members.
We can also shout.
Order members.
Honorable members.
Madam Speaker, sit down for the chair. Give chair opportunity to chair. Pay that
Madam Speaker, you made a ruling that the minister must speak. We have a chair. We have the chair.
Pay that debate.
Members. And we have a seat, all of us.
You were waiting to shout.
Madam Chair, I have a word of wisdom.
Shout.
Mheshimiwa Joanna, Mheshimiwa Nguma.
Madam Chair.
It's not a shouting out.
One meeting. Can
You
we
can
have
shout.
one meeting? Let's respect our standing orders. Let's respect our standing orders. When the speaker, let's respect the standing orders of this house. When the speaker stands up, no one else should be talking, no one should be speaking. Those are our standing orders that we made ourselves. Yes. Let's give that respect where it is. This is my directive. Just of us. This is the directive from the speaker. We allow the CCM to finish, and we get, if there are any clarifications, because we agreed that we allow the CCM to proceed and finish, so that if we have any issues that we feel he has not shed light, we ask him to shed light. I said, members, we are going to spend the entire day here. If you don't, we are not sure. Mheshimiwa Majority Leader, I'm a fair person generally, and I am sure you agree with me. Thank you. All right. Okay.
Madam Speaker.
What I want.
Madam Speaker. Madam
What have I
Speaker. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, naomba kuongea.
Honorable Waziri.
Madam Speaker.
Proceed. Mheshimiwa Ross.
Yes, Madam.
Mheshimiwa Ross, I have not given you the opportunity.
Thank you, Madam. But I want to speak.
Allow, nitakupatia wakati baadaye. Nitakupatia nafasi baadaye uongee, Madam Ross. For now, it is the CCM to finalize his report.
Madam Speaker, if we don't build our case, as here we are technical, we understand all these things. If we don't build our case, what are we going to tell to the Machakos residents who are listening? It is so, I'm building a, Madam Speaker, I've said the budgeting process anticipated 43%. Madam Speaker, the actual utilization, which is the report which comes from which we give to the Auditor General, and also the one we share with the Controller, is based on utilization. It presupposes even though the exchequers have come to the county. We are very much alive to the fact that last year 2 exchequers were even late. Even forget about on-source revenue. It is based on a report where the exchequers have not streamed in. It is also based on also the aspect of where we never met the revenue targets. So it is also a factor of revenue. And the revenue is not on-source revenue alone. It is also the exchequer and also the conditional grants. So whenever the conditional grants, the on-source revenue is not met, and the exchequers have not come, you expect that ratio to be exacerbated. And that is the situation we are in. But even before we go there, this county was operating with a demotivated staff base where collective bargaining agreements were not being honored. When the governor came, she honored a collective bargaining agreement. People were promoted. These are our daughters and sons of the Machakos residents. Are they to be condemned to? Madam Speaker, those are the causes for the high wage bill. But the way forward, Madam Speaker, the key and where we have control as finance is revenue. If the revenue goes up, that ratio will go down. That is the bottom line, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, that's why we are putting this effort.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, on the pending bills, does the county have a debt management strategy? So, Madam Speaker, I beg for a correction here, because a debt management strategy is not related to a pending bill. A pending bill gives birth to a credit. So, Madam Speaker, share with the House how you intend to tackle the problem of pending bills. Madam Speaker, this mammoth of the pending bill it's a big issue, Madam Speaker, for our county and nationally. Madam Speaker, a drastic action must be taken to tame this dragon, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, one of the things that we are exploring, because we have people who are never paid since 2013. Yes, I know so much has been done to reduce the legacy, but also remember counties are going concern. And the moment we mention we've not met on-source revenue target, that still is an avenue to exacerbate. Madam Speaker, we already have 2 strategies we are pursuing. We want to come up with a bill which will resort into a debt factoring. Madam Speaker, if these numerous merchants are paid and we remain with one creditor, and we have an agreement and is paid over probably a period of 10 years or 5 with a small interest, we are able to sort the masses and the account will go into factory setting. And what will be, if the bill materializes, what will be charged every year to CRF, it is an amortization for that year. And that automatically sorts the pending bills. That is one thing. Madam Speaker, there is also the issue of austerity measures to curb on recurrent expenditures and dedicate amounts to that towards the same area. Madam Speaker, with our historical trend, there is a concerted effort to trim down the on-source revenue projection. So that, yes, progressively, we are not building, and on the legacy up to where we are, we sort out the masses. Madam Speaker, if you pay people who performed their contracts in 2013, if we release that money in the economy of Machakos, it is also a turnaround for our people, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, with that, I do submit.
Thank you very much, Waziri, for a very comprehensive report given. Perhaps I would just request for, and then we can call it a day, okay? Because it is something I had promised. Could I hear your question, Honorable Maida, Honorable Lucky, Honorable Brian, Kavyu, Johanna, Mheshimiwa Maeke, Ngunga. Tutashinda hapa. Atiti, Mheshimiwa PK, Mheshimiwa Grace, Mheshimiwa Maundu.
All of us.
All of us.
Thank you.
But we have to have an order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to say thank you to the Honorable CEM. There's one saying that says like this, Madam Speaker. When you go to hunt, usiende na ule mtu mwenye hawezi kufungia kupumua. When you are hiding yourself somewhere, avoid to hide yourself with someone who cannot hold his or her breath. And at some point, I've realized that. Madam Speaker, this is an house of order. You know, when members start to heckle, when others are making submissions, it means maybe they're not even understanding what is happening. And it's good to listen because, in the morning when I engaged the CEC when he came here, I told him, no one is here even to fight anyone. We are here to up our revenue collection, control the issues that have been raised by various agencies, and we move forward to building a stronger and better Machakos County. That is the essence, nothing else. We are not here to fight. So, Madam Speaker, what I want to say is this. The CCM has given us a lot of narration.
Madam Speaker, point of information. The system has failed. Is it intentional or what?
It has not failed.
We are not
Find out
live.
what it is
We are not live.
before we make conclusions, Mheshimiwa.
I think, Madam Speaker, much of what I need
Second
is...
terms, can you check on...
Much of what I need to address is to the CECM. When even the systems are off, we have mechanisms of recovering the same. And the key audience is here. Madam Speaker, I want to tell the CCM. He has given us a lot of issues. And what I would create is submissions at some point is the stories of a motivational speaker who tells a lot, but from the outside, things are different. But Madam Speaker, I want to read, to say one of the acts, some of the acts which the Honorable CCM said that they implemented. As the chairperson of implementation committee, I can say 90% of them, to date, they are dysfunctional. Reason being, we have written letters to them, and this can be proven beyond any reasonable doubt by the Secretariat, and they have responded that they don't have regulations to actualize the same. So that one is not helping us. We want to deal with the key issues raised by the Committee of Budget, Committee of Finance, the Auditor General, and the Budget Control of Budget. Simple issues. Not the plans, the modules, and the systems is putting in place. Madam Speaker, I want to read a message that was sent to me here, because it will form a basis of why we are losing revenue. The sender of the message decided to become anonymous. He said this: "Good morning, Mheshimiwa. Congratulations to you and your fellow colleagues for taking a bold step in safeguarding the dignity of our county. Pe kolokolo wa ungei uende ba ya kware si akatani, Lukenya, na especially all kwares at the county. Hapo pesa inawekwa kwa laini, alafu in the evening it is transferred to a M-Pesa agent, alafu inagawanywa na those involved." It continues to say this: "Hii pesa inachukuliwa very early in the morning, kuanzia 5 a.m., 6 a.m. up to 11 a.m. Then in the afternoon, it is a system. Wale wafanyikazi wako uko hata wengine sio wa revenue. For example, sub-county administrator wa mahali fulani, I want to hide that, bibi yake ni cleaner ako pale, na wengine wengi sana. Ni afadhali hiyo pesa itumiwe kutengeneza barabara zetu, instead ziende kwa mifuko ya few people." It continues to say, simu zinatumika pale Kware, mutapata mahali pesa zinaenda, na wenye wanakula hizo pesa more to come. It proceeds to say this: "Kuna mwanamke anaitwa fulani hapo, I will not mention the name, Machakos, hapo Machakos, na imagine mtu kama huyo wa siasa amepatiwa majukumu ya kupanga kazi uko Katani na Lukenya. Ako na watu wake wenye mutafutia pesa kila siku, ati ni yeye aliorganize waende uko. The county is losing almost 2 million daily at the quarries. I have said it here before. Enda pale Lukenya utapata wamama wawili walitoka Machakos on behalf of huyo mwanamke, ati wafanye hapo alafu wamutafutie pesa. And it says Kuyu amepatia huyo mwanamke nguvu ya kupanga kazi Mavoko aje sasa. It continues to say, kama MCS, tafuteni watu waende waweke baria mahali asubuhi sana, na wachukue messages za M-Pesa zile wametuma pesa, alafu mpeleke Safaricom. Muone hizo line after 5 p.m. zina withdraw pesa kwa M-Pesa ya agenda nani, nao ndio wezi wa county. Finally, enda pale Lukenya utapata wamama wawili walitoka Machakos on behalf ya hiyo mama, ati wafanye party hiyo. I have said that, Madam Speaker. I have always said in this assembly, I am one who is so passionate in revenue collection because it directly translates to development. Madam Speaker, I want to say to the CECM here, the amount of revenue we are losing in our quarries is unbelievable. Today, the member seated in this floor, every member who has a revenue officer or clerk coming from his or her own ward always wishes to go to Katani, always wishes to go to Lukenya, always wishes to go to Cheleni. Reason being, the Omtech in the evening is superb, Madam Speaker. And I repeat what I've always said. If only that I cannot resign as an MCA today, given the opportunity to go and work in the quarries, I will proceed, but I cannot lower my level to that level. Because those officers are always demanding to go there because they know there is revenue. Madam Speaker, recently we said in Machakos County, within Machakos town, we have more revenue officers in one parking that has got 10 vehicles and 20 revenue collection officers. But when you go to the quarries, Madam Speaker, I don't know whether it is by coincidence or by what, maybe the CCM will explain. A quarry that is generating more than 500,000 shillings in a day has got less than 3 revenue officers. The Honorable Mheshimiwa Kavyu will demonstrate recently what he did in Kenya when the committee went there. They went there and decided to be part of the team that does those underhand greetings. And in less than 10 minutes, Madam Speaker, the honorable member had collected 5,000 shillings. Yeah. Very early in the morning. He will prove it beyond this house. And Kenya has been mentioned, Katana has been mentioned, and many other quarries. And you have heard the CEC being mentioned. What is the E doing so that, Madam Speaker, E can shelve off the theft? Madam Speaker, Katani Ward, where I come from, Modwani Ward, I have internal and clear information that those quarries collect a minimum of 2 million shillings in a day. In a month, it translates to 60 million shillings. In a year, it translates to 720 million shillings. Notwithstanding the collections at Kenya, notwithstanding the revenue collected for cesses for the sand that is being scooped in Modwani Ward, notwithstanding the approvals, rates, and everything. So the 1.5 billion can be collected in Modwani, and he has heard where the money is getting lost to. What is his take about that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Maida. I think those are just pertinent issues, and members, I feel like we need to have a short break. Members.
Before Honorable Speaker.
Let me finish.
Allow.
No. I feel we need to have a small break, either for lunch, and then come back, if you allow. And then we can also go for health break. What is your feeling, members? That is.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
I do agree that we break for that short break.
Yes.
But I want to make an application that you make a determination.
Yes.
Whether the message read by Honorable Dominic is admissible to this house. Kindly make determination, because it is not authentic, it is anonymous, and something which does not bear signature for the holder.
Madam Speaker, this is not a normal session. This is a committee, a general committee. It is not it's not a normal session.
Tuende tukutane jioni.
Can I make that determination when we come back?
Ana tumeonge. Kwa speaker babe atumeonge ba.
Excuse me, one time. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Let's continue being orderly, isn't it? Okay, so I was requesting that we adjourn up to 3 o'clock for lunch. Then we come back here at 3 so that we can proceed from where we left. Thank you. Bon appétit.